Hello all. So I just came out to warm up the bike engines, which is something I try and do every Sunday. So a few of you in the comments had asked to see the new versus the pre-owned versus which I bought. So I thought, let me just come out, put it in a place where there is not much footfall, and then give you a walk around. So here it is. I'll give you a brief rundown of the accessories and the bike in greater detail in just a moment. But this is the bike. So yeah, this is the exact color scheme or theme which I wanted, which I painstakingly and patiently took a lot of time to find on the various sources of marketplaces. So let me show you what all it's got other than the stock factory bike that rolls out of the shop floor. So if we start from the front, it's got those two aux lights, which are as the previous owner told me, they are some sort of cheap Amazon stuff, which is about 5,000 rupees. Does the job reasonably well because the stock lights are actually no good, so you need aux lights in this bike. So I will be getting some sort of better aux lights. So something that I am sort of a little bit torn is I have either the Mad Dog Alpha in mind, the top of the line lights in mind, which is quite bright, or I have the King in mind, which is the Baja Designs Squadron Pro, which costs 4 times of what Alpha costs. So I'm still not sure which one I'll end up buying. If I buy the Baja, I'll keep it a really long time. So even if I were to hypothetically change the bike sometime down the line, I can still dismantle them and use them in whichever new bike I buy. So I'm still not sure. So those are the lights. This is the Hepco Wecker crash guard, which the previous owner had already put. Again, top of the line crash guard, costs about 20,000 in the marketplace. The only one thing is, the design doesn't do much to save the indicator if ever the bike falls, if ever the bike drops. This design is not going to save the indicator. And one of the horror stories with the Versus is, if ever the bike falls and the indicator actually breaks, it's going to crack the entire fairing on the side, and it's going to set you back quite a bit in terms of both money what you have to pay to Kawasaki and also the waiting time. So the Zana crash guard is supposed to be the best. It's designed to actually preserve both the indicator and the fairing, and also come with a slider as well. But this is apparently 4 kilos is what it weighs, and the Zana weighs 12 kilos. So there is that as well. So that's the trade-off which it comes at. Next thing, again, the bark busters, which is the standard thing which is needed for this bike. Again, all installed by the previous owner. So this is a slightly fancier version of the bark busters. It's got the indicator as well. So let me just show it to you. So if I put this side of the indicator, this is how it actually works. So quite a nice fancy little thing. So yeah, that's a useful thing to have as well. So if we come to the front, this Zana GPS mount is something which I installed at my own expense after I bought the bike. And of course my standard blind spot mirrors, which I put on all my bikes. And again, these switches are something which the previous owner has put to operate the aux lights. And also he has done one other thing. So if you know your Kawasaki's well, what tends to happen is, this side of the light is actually the DRL. So it's a bit it throws some people off balance a little bit. So if only this side of the light keeps shining and this side doesn't, this is the main light, the high beam, so it upsets a few people. So the previous owner has actually got this deactivated and switch controllable. It's controllable by the second switch here. So one switch is for the aux, one switch is for the other one. And what else is there that I can show you? Yeah, so there is this weird seat cover, some sort of a very cheap looking and cheap feeling seat cover which the previous owner had put. I'll remove it at some point and discard it, but for the time being I've just let it stay in place. And again, if you see here, he's got some sort of a tire hugger, which is okay, and this actually protects any sort of mud which actually flies off from hitting the underside of the bike. So I quite like it. I would have done it myself anyway, so I'm going to let it remain. And the other thing is, this is a TN registered bike, so I bought it from a gentleman in Tamil Nadu. So I'll be converting this to a Karnataka registration soon, as soon as things open up. And in terms of what else I am putting once things open up, so I've got a few things in mind. One is okay, before that I forgot to show you one other accessory. So this USB charger as well, I put it at my own cost. So this is the cliff top charger. So this is something which I installed as well in Bike and Biker. What else? So I'll be getting some sort of a side stand extender down there, and I'll be getting the the GV top rack, which actually goes here. If you see, these rubber caps pop right off and you can install two GV stems and a top rack. So I'll be putting that once things open up. And what else? I seem to be forgetting quite a bit. So yeah, he's in fact got these paddock spools as well. These, I'm not sure how good these are. I'll take a call and change it if need be. And I'll also be putting some sort of a swing arm slider to protect it in case of a fall. And I'll be putting fork sliders as well here. I'll be putting fork sliders as well. And what else? So he's even PPF'd the tank a little bit. He's put some sort of a film on the tank to protect it, because he used to use a magnetic tank pack, and there is also the tank pad as well. So the bike came pretty well loaded with more than enough accessories, I would say. So in that regard, it was quite a good thing. So yeah, again, there it is from the back. And yeah, okay, a few more accessories that I'm planning. So I'm also planning to put the Zana saddle stays right here, and I'm also contemplating to put a center stand. They are quite expensive, at least the good ones, which is SW Motec and Hepco Becker, costs about 24,000 rupees. So I'm still not very sure whether I should do it. That is one. And finally, I'm also planning to put some sort of tire pressure monitoring system. So Senseri seems to be the most logical and obvious choice, but I also like some of those Alibaba gear based or Banggood type of TPMSs which come in the market. Of course, everything is closed now because of the situation, so I will see which one I finally end up putting. So that's it, guys. Have a good rest of the Sunday and stay safe. See you soon. Bye.